Okay, speed question for you. Jalen talked yesterday about you topping that number 21, and I know you lift with him some. Have you guys ever raced each other?
Uh, did we? Nah, we haven't. But he's fast, probably a lot faster than me. So I don't think I'll be able to beat him. But I'm fast too. So I don't know. Maybe we might race. I never thought about that. But he's fast. I'll probably lose.
Have you campaigned at all for maybe an offensive play or two? We've seen that in the past with defensive players.
No, but I have thought about it in my dreams. Maybe I'll get a little halfback toss or something like that on the goal line. Maybe run it in, maybe a little route. Maybe throw me the ball or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Coach Saban probably won't let that happen.
We saw Deontay kind of have words for Dallas on your blocked kick return. Did you say anything about him not taking that touchdown away from you?
No, I didn't. We at the end of the day, we all just trying to go out there and compete. So I wasn't really mad about him about the penalty. Obviously, we do have to clean up, penalties and whatnot. But I wasn't mad at him. D-Law kind of got on him already, so it was already, said and done. But when we got on the sideline, I was like, Dallas, I'm not mad at you. Like, you don't got to feel down. He's like, already, bro, and we just kept it moving.
Obviously, a lot of conversation about your speed. Do you have a track and field background growing up?
No, not at all. Just long legs, tall, 6'4". So, I mean, I've just been blessed.
Chris, just out of curiosity, in your life or just in the last couple of years, what's been your best 40?
I haven't even clocked my 40 yet or anything like that, but the highest I've ran, like in training wise in the off season, was 21.9 for miles per hour. But I haven't ran a 40 at all, really. You kind of don't really. Nah, not even in high school. We didn't really have to do like no combine, like training or anything like that for high school.
Yeah, obviously you've had a chance to play in past years, but now getting to be a full-time starter. What was the key for you to stay patient for this opportunity? Now that you have it, what has kind of been your mindset through the first 6 games?
I was behind, Will Anderson, great guy, great leader, great player. So, I kind of learned from him and just kept my head down and kept working. Ultimately, that's the goal. I know at Alabama it's a lot of talent here. You just sometimes just have to wait your time.
Outside of just the pass rush, what improvements have you seen from yourself in the run game, and have you seen yourself become more of a well-rounded player this year?
Uh, we well, this off season and especially in fall camp, I was striving to strike blocks better and play the run game better, fit gaps better, and read primary key to secondary key. And I feel like I have improved in that, and it's always room to improve in that as well.
Where do you think the defense has improved the most since the start of the season, getting to the midway point?
Um, I think we cleaned up penalties a little bit more better. We've been a lot more disciplined. Not really jumping off sides, not really a lot of unnecessary penalties. Obviously, we still are getting some penalties, but it's going to happen in the game. We would like to clean those up more. We've been playing a lot more disciplined, reading out keys a little bit better. But like I said, we always can get better. Can't get complacent.
You talked about waiting your turn. There's 3 freshmen in your position room. Just what's been your message to them, obviously, as they haven't really gotten on the field too much yet?
Just keep working, make sure they stand in the playbook, staying positive, asking questions and everything, and learning from others. When we in there watching the film, it might not be on the film, but just, making sure that they're looking at the film and looking at things that other guys are doing so that they can learn from those and correct those mistakes as well.
What have you learned about this team the last couple weeks? You've won 3 SEC games in a row and 2 on the road.
We're a very strong and competitive team no matter the circumstances. And, we strive to, go out there and play to the BAMA standard.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Hey, Jalen. This is your first time being in this room. Just going back and looking back in your decision to come here, what went into that?
Well, for me, it was just about preparing for the next level and finding the best place for me to do that, as far as just coming somewhere where the staff, the whole building just really accepts you, really helps you come in and make it as comfortable as possible. And that's what really went into everything, like the people that was here. just really preparing for the next level. And that, I mean, the people are next to none here. So that was pretty much the decision.
What makes Isaiah Bond such a dangerous deep ball threat? How do what have you seen from him?
He's an excellent athlete. I mean, he's everything that you really want in a receiver. As far as quickness, route running, he makes everything pretty much look the same. So when he get ready to go deep, it looked like he might be about to run like a short route or intermediate route. I mean, he makes everything look the same. He's a tremendous athlete, man. So going against him every day in fall camp over the summer is an incredible experience.
Just working off of Charlie's question, what was it like when you told Trent Dilfer that you wanted to transfer and then go to Alabama?
Right. I mean, Coach Dilfer, he's a cool guy, I would say, as far as a coaching wise. So, I mean, the conversation with him was pretty easy. It was very comfortable for me. He didn't make it to where it was some crazy process. I talked to him. He understood what was going on. And when I decided to actually get in the portal, he talked to me. He talked me through it. Anything I needed, he asked me if I needed any kind of help. Let him know. So it was a comfortable decision for me. A comfortable, pretty much movement.
When reviewing the Texas A&M game, how do you think the secondary came together and adjusted after Malachi went down and there was a reshuffling at a few positions?
Right. So we kind of pride ourselves on everybody pretty much being ready to play. Everybody pretty much can play different positions, whether it be Terrion going to star. You got guys like Earl Little that's ready to come into the game. You got guys like Christian Story that can come in and play both safety positions. I played a little star during fall camp, things of that nature. So it's always that scenario that can come up in the game of football, and we always prepare for it. So I mean, we pride ourselves on being ready for that. We practice that throughout the week. Guys take reps at different positions, whether it be going from free safety to strong safety to star. We always prep for that, and we're ready for it if it comes up in the game.
Yeah, obviously you weren't far away the last 4 years, and what was something though that even though you were close by that you didn't realize about Alabama football until you got here?
How much it means to play here. That's one of the biggest things I would say. Just coming from UAB to here, you don't really understand. You kind of see it on the media, or you might see it on social media. You kind of see it on the news or whatever, but you don't really understand how much it means to actually play here, to actually put the jersey on and run out in Bryant-Denny Stadium. So that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, Jalen, you've played defensive back in college football for a long time. What impresses you so much about Caleb Downs doing what he's doing as a freshman?
Oh, man. I mean, the things he's doing as a freshman is tremendous. I mean, it's just, I mean, the guy's a ball player. I say he's a ball player. He can do so many things. He can cover. He can tackle. He can do so much things in space. And to be doing it at an early age and the maturity that he has is pretty much next to none. So.
You guys have played really well in the second half to start SEC play. Just what does that mean in terms of the adjustments you guys make at halftime and you guys' ability just to respond out of that break?
I'll say just the fourth quarter mentality, and that kind of is pretty much what goes into it going into the second half. Of course, you go in and you make a lot of adjustments on defense. You just have to. You have to adjust to what the offense is giving you, whether it be new things they have shown in the past. But we kind of pride ourselves on just going into the locker room, taking those adjustments from the coaches, and coming back out, putting those things out on tape. So.
Kind of a two-parter about your transition here. What's been the biggest challenge since you've been here on the field, and then also biggest challenge or biggest thing you've had to adjust to off the field?
On the field, I would say just the biggest thing would probably be just, honestly, I would take really the speed of the game because it's pretty much the same, but it's just, I would say, just going against who you're going against every week. Every week you're going to be going against a good opponent. And the SEC play is going to be tough. Everybody want to win. It's going to be a dogfight. So it's just really going into every week you're playing somebody that's good every week. So you have to be mentally prepared to go into that. You have to be mentally prepared to go through practice every week. To prepare for those games, which is pretty strenuous. You got to be mentally prepared to get the playbook down, for that week, the game plan. So that's pretty much some of the biggest things.
Did you have any doubts about your ability to play in the SEC, and then did you have a moment where you realized you were going to be good?
I wouldn't say I had really any doubts about it when coming in. Of course, you always be nervous with moving to something new. That's always just something that is just human-like. You're always going to be nervous. But for me, I kind of already knew that it would work out for me when I did get here. And then it's just about putting your head down and working.
Just what do you think these last three games have shown, to win against three SEC teams and win two of those on the road?
For us, it's just about the next game. So for us, we understand like starting out kind of slow during the season, things of that nature. And then going into SEC play, we understood that it's tough. It's a tough assignment. But as a team, we know we're tough and we're going to continue to compete every game, get better during the season.
We've heard, we've heard Chris Braswell say that he broke the 21 miles an hour or something like that. Right. How legit is that speed? And then how much have you heard about that since he's over the last 2 weeks, I guess?
It's pretty legit. I say numbers don't lie, so it's pretty legit. You hear about it all the time in the locker room, of course. But he's a tremendous athlete. I expect nothing less, nothing more, nothing less.
Anything else? Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
All right, start today with JC. Raise your hands and get you guys questions. Raise your hand. Matt.
JC, what do you guys do in practice with all those false starts, pre-snap penalties, sort of take care of those going forward?
Just take advantage of the opportunity when we incorporate different cadences through our practices, and not just like good on good or versus the scout. Even if we're doing something just in the indie period, just changing up the cadence. Or sometimes we literally just line up and call a random play, and we'll change the cadence just to literally work on it. So yeah, just trying to instill in that discipline so we know, what we gotta do to be better.
It seems like the offensive line overall the last few weeks has gotten better when it comes to pass blocking. Still maybe working a little bit more on run blocking. What have you maybe seen on film that you guys need to clean up to fix that part of the game?
Just handling movement better. I think we've gotten a lot better at that. Handling movement. Sometimes you can't block everybody. Safety comes all the way down to make the tackle. That's the guy that we want to make the tackle, if anything. So, sometimes you can't control guys like that. But just handling our box, their front seven, understanding what we got to do, and understand what we're working to, and we'll just react or ID and everything, make sure we're all on the same page, and especially in games like the last one. So,
what did you think of the job that Jaden did coming in and playing for Darian? You played beside him. What do you think of the game he had?
It was a big deal. He definitely been working hard, especially throughout this whole offseason. I'm extremely proud of him. He did a great job. I think he understood that he would have had the opportunity to play a couple weeks ago against USF when Tyler Booker was hurt. That kind of knocked him down or knocked him up with everybody else being down. So especially ever since then, you just see his intensity and his laser focus just sharpen a lot more. So pregame we made the decision to not play Dalcourt, and Jaden was going to start. He was already ready, so I had nothing but confidence in him.
What challenges does Chris Braswell's speed present when he's kind of crashing in on the edge, and just what was your advice to stopping that, I guess?
You just got to set under control. Speed is probably the biggest threat to any tackle because, it's something that you're not used to seeing on a consistent basis. So, just setting under control, making sure you stay inside out, and just using your hands and playing with extension. It all goes down to the fundamentals. It's easier said than done. But when you're out there, you also got to do it on a consistent basis. If we throw the ball 40 times and you give up one sack, that's considered a bad game. So you can block great for 39 plays, and one sack will mean you had a bad game. So, just being able to be consistent on every single play in and play out. So.
What do you think Jalen or the offense as a whole proved about your ability to win with the passing game if the opponent tries to take away the run game?
I think it's proven that we're resilient. We're capable of doing what we have to do to get the job done. In this last game, we really leaned a lot on our passing strength, and a lot of guys stepped up. Jermaine Burton, Isaiah Bond, all those guys. And you look a couple weeks ago, we played Mississippi State. We leaned on the run game. So it just shows that we're resilient. We're willing to do what we have to do to win. And guys are all bought in. I know for a receiver in a game like a Mississippi State game where we're running the ball a lot, you're not getting a lot of shine. But just understanding that those key blocks that you have play a part in the bigger role. So when it's time for us to throw the ball, be ready. And the same goes into a situation like last week playing A&M when we're throwing the ball a lot. Like even the running backs aren't getting the ball as much. I mean, those blocks on picking up linebackers or communicating with the O-line are a big deal. So it all plays a part in ourselves, and we're all bought into the system.
Anything else?
JC, when y'all are sitting in the O-line room breaking down film, what are you seeing as somebody that's more experienced from both Caden and the other left tackle? What are you seeing from both of them?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I see a lot of great things out of them. I see areas where they can improve in, but we all have areas where we can improve in. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, just as a whole, I mean, both of them are young. Caden's a freshman. Elijah Pritchett, he was hurt last year, so I mean, this is technically his freshman year playing. But yeah, I see a lot of great things out of them, and they just continue to work hard and stay in the playbook and do what they have to do. I know they're going to be great.
In the middle, Mike Ruddock.
What do you think these past 3 games have shown in terms of winning 3 SEC games and winning 2 on the road?
It's not easy to win in the SEC, so every win means something. But as I said earlier, it shows that as a unit, our offense is really resilient, and we do what we got to do to win, regardless of where we have to lean on or who we have to do it with. Guys have been hurt. Some guys couldn't play because of injury. It didn't matter. We got the job done. So, I mean, every guy from the starters to the backups are all bought in to doing what we have to do. And then from a defensive standpoint, in my opinion, those guys are playing great out there every single day. So, just having a great defense like that to build confidence with and help the offense out whenever we're like stalemating, it's great. So, I mean, I think we're trending in the right direction. I think we're going to be able to have a lot of great things coming in the future.
I know this is a big year for you in terms of, what your future might hold through the first 6 games. How would you assess the way you've been playing? Are there areas that you've found that you've needed to work on through the first few weeks?
Yeah, there's always areas I can work on. I mean, personally, like movement, like I stated earlier, but being consistent. I don't really kind of focus on my individual goals as far as where I'm at with that. I kind of just more assess where like our unit is and how we can be better. Because especially at offensive line, one guy can play really good and another guy might not play as good, and it wouldn't work out. You got to have all 5 guys playing as one. So it doesn't matter how I play. It doesn't matter how someone else might play if all 5 of us aren't playing to our best ability. And I know some games I don't play my best, and those are the games that I got to learn how to play more consistent and be better at.
Yeah, is there an offensive lineman who might be playing now in the NFL or who used to play in the NFL that you model your game after you really like to watch?
I mean, just 2 guys that I really like to watch, Lane Johnson and Trent Williams. I think they play. I mean, Lane Johnson, obviously, he plays right tackle. So I can see everything from a better viewpoint in watching him. But Trent, he plays with more of like a swagger and how he likes to get things done and feel me. So I like that side of Trent. But Lane, he knows what to do and he'll do it at a consistent level every single play. So I mean, both guys play 2 different styles of football, but they both played at the highest of level, and they're both probably the best in their position at the respective spot.